Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Star Trek Ganymede, Season 2, Episode 5, Doomed to Repeat the Past. What past are we repeating that we're going to be doomed about? Q, what have you been up to?
Been up to something. Are we ready to begin? Captain.
I've been on mute this whole time. Yeah.
Okay, you good?
Yep.
Okay, Captain, whenever you are ready.
Captain's log. Stardate 56168.1. The Ganymede has been ordered to divert course from our usual patrols. We are to rendezvous with an unregistered Federation craft in orbit of the Klingon colony world Be-Eleth-Pa, and to expect a squadron of Klingon Defense Force vessels to also be in orbit. Further orders will be provided upon our arrival.
And we'll be right back after the opening intro, folks. Stay tuned. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a hot second to fix the login information for the Roll20 because that derped. But give us a few moments.
Yeah.
All right. But you can start.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll plus to the bridge map. So I of course want to open this up with sort of, I guess you could say, flash back a little bit to before these orders totally came in. And you've had to sort of drop whatever it is you're doing. Is there anything that anyone would like to have done in between the last adventure and this one?
Hunt down criminal scum.
I'm not entirely certain what kind of progress I can make with that with smart blood in mind.
Continue working on the smart blood?
Yes, sir.
Okie doke. Sick bay. So I think the question is, do you have the stats for that task?
I thought you said you were going to look it up. I'm sorry. I didn't bother. My bad.
Shoot.
It's fine. We can do this another time if you want. No big deal.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind if we could do that next time,
Sounds good.
that'd be great. I can actually get those numbers for you. I apologize. I forgot that I hadn't.
All good. If I was just looking it up, that was also my bad because I didn't.
Very good.
Karak will reevaluate all the security functions of internal security, meaning like all the like uh, internal security, like the computers and the making sure that everything's secure and can't be hacked or whatever. But he probably lands at the same stuff. He's just basically going in and changing all the passwords. But he does like obnoxious and routine security updates.
Beautiful.
So probably did one of those.
Give me a control security difficulty 2 assisted by the ship's computers security.
Oh, okay. I could do that. What's diff 2 you say?
Yeah, diff 2.
I will give you a threat.
Awesome.
And I'll go fishing.
Get a threat.
What was the difficulty?
2.
Hey.
Oh, nice job.
Hooray!
What was your focus?
Oh yeah, good point. We'll say sensors or weapon systems, because that's what I'm
gonna say no. You're dealing with the ship's like computer security.
internal security. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, internal
That's
computer security. So that 2 is only a 1. You're down 1 momentum.
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't have for some reason I was thinking I had shipboard security, but I don't.
Yeah.
See.
Very good. And so eventually, assuming that there's nothing else anyone wants,
I have one thing.
Oh, yes.
So Commander Korn and the engineering team, during an off-duty shift, there's been an impromptu like little party down in engineering with a cake and everything, to celebrate a good work on repairing the warp coils. So it's kind of like a team celebration, a team bonding moment for everyone.
Oh, very, very nice. You can give me presence command difficulty 2.
Okay, give me a moment. Presence command. Hold on. Get out of that. Presence. Difficulty 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Inspiration focus comes into play.
Yes.
All right.
Would you like to spend any momentum? There are 2.
I'll spend 1 momentum for an extra die.
Hang on. Okay, hang on. Then I'll give it back to you, Holloway. There you
Listen, if you're gonna take my momentum, you better give me that threat.
go.
Yeah. Or replace it with more.
Oof. I'm gonna take the 2 threat.
Can I? No. Let's see. Oh, I have cautious engineering.
That
You
wasn't
did
an
a
engineering.
Oh, yeah,
one.
it wasn't an engineering roll. Darn.
I'll just take the 2
Okay.
threat if
Fair enough. Yeah, the cake didn't come out that well, I guess.
Yeah. Well, so
Shouldn't have used the replicators.
Yeah, well, but hey,
Well, I wanted to
everyone's
cook it myself, so
well, spirits
Oh.
are still high though.
yep.
Regardless, you have your engineering team advantage will now be twice as effective.
What did
Yep.
you do? Put Meow Mix in that?
Catnip.
Oh, that's
Yep.
interesting. So you're getting my engineering team high. Okay.
No, just him. Anyway.
Protocols. That's the word I was trying to think of earlier. I was saying I was trying to update the security protocols, but I couldn't think of the
Yes.
word, so I was like stammering around, like,
To
security
do the thing.
thing
I want to
with
do the
this
thing.
stuff. Yeah. It only took me like 5 minutes to think of the
Oh,
word.
God.
I've been racking my brain, like, what is that word?
That's funny.
Great.
That is hilarious.
I know.
So will that be all?
Actually, no.
Oh.
You think I'm kidding? Holloway is legitimately looking up any information on the Orion and on the Andorian, any at all.
Okay. Well, I gave you pretty much the information about the Andorian last time.
Then Tulum. I want to know any other Federation ship that's had contact with him. Anybody else that may have had contact with him. And
We hardly know him.
where we can catch this. I hate you. And where we can catch this bastard, like, out of his area.
Okay.
You tool him. You brought him.
God damn
Stop
it.
it.
I'm just starting to think about this. You can give me a reason security difficulty 3 assisted by the ship's computers security.
Oh, I forgot to roll that. You said my roll was assisted by the ship too. wasn't it?
Corn rolled it
Oh,
and got you a hit.
Yep.
oh, okay, good.
So
Thanks.
why is it security and not command? Everything else has been command.
Because in this case, this is you performing a criminal investigation, whereas most other things I've had you rolling for the ship's computers for this kind of a thing has usually been because, like, you're looking up Starfleet records, you're looking up, like, when you're looking up Starfleet records, I reckon it as command, because it's the command structure of Starfleet, whereas if you're trying to perform criminal in computer investigations, I count that as security.
Okay.
Holloway's going to the dark web.
Yeah, it would really suck if I tried to conduct a criminal investigation and he made me roll command. I would be like, oh no.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will give you a momentum then, because I'm not spending threat for that.
Well, actually, so I think I did make you do that a couple of times in that game, correct? Where you were, like, trying to look up records about the other officers on the ship. And I think I
Yeah.
did make you roll command for those.
I think that's accurate. But that wasn't like a criminal investigation. That was just me looking stuff up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a reason why she was wearing a suit?
Huh?
Was there a reason why the Andorian was wearing a suit? Is it like a temperature control thing, or is it a medical reason?
Somebody want to roll the ship?
Yeah.
What kind of suit was she wearing? I don't remember that.
Yeah, when you first saw her, she was wearing like a helmet thing. When she attacked Karak,
Oof.
or
Oof.
not Karak, but holy shit, totally.
Maybe she was just trying to go incognito or whatever.
Yeah.
Stealthy.
And then showed her face on the big screen.
So, Holloway, you're not really having much luck. these, as mentioned and as you've learned before, he's not with the Syndicate, but these trader types tend to be very good at moving unnoticed and keeping their trade routes a secret, because if their competitors knew their trade routes, then they could get outsold by them. There's not a lot in the Federation database right here about this guy. I will give you this. It's quite likely then that that's probably because he probably does most of his work outside of Federation space.
Okay.
That be all?
Does it?
Alrighty. Then, sort of as you set the pad down on your little armrest, Lieutenant Walker looks over his shoulder and says, "Captain, we have just crossed the neutral zone. We are now in Klingon space."
Carry on.
Yes, sir. And Ensign Durant says, "Captain, transmitting transmitting flight path to Klingon communications network. We are getting the all clear."
All right. What
Very good.
So we're supposed to meet an unregistered Federation ship.
Yes, the system.
Hmm. Yeah, that smells like Section 31 bullshit.
I will also, for the sake of things, show you guys. You are now here.
Where? Ah, there we go. I was trying to find the ship. I couldn't find it.
Now, Kismet. I also just realized the Kismet is now over there. I think the Achilles is also over there. Okay. Yes, so that is where you guys are currently at. Just crossed over the Klingon neutral zone. You are now in Klingon space. Is there anything that you guys would like to do whilst en route to? Actually, how should you pronounce that, Captain? I just want to keep my pronunciations consistent.
No, I'm gonna let you pronounce that because I don't know how to pronounce that, so I pronounced it the best I could.
Belthpa. Belthpa. God damn it, Klingons.
That's absolutely not at all how I pronounce it. Let me scroll back down.
I liked your pronunciation more.
Belethpa.
Belethpa, yeah. There we go. Belethpa. Yeah.
Excuse you.
Is there anything you would like to do en route to Belethpa?
Bless you. I not that I can think of, but anybody else?
Oh, Nichu.
Bless you.
Yeah.
We're actually going into Klingon space.
We
Yes.
are in Klingon space.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
you're
in Klingon
my.
space.
Yeah, you received orders from Starfleet to cross into Klingon space and meet up with an unregistered Federation vessel.
31.
I'll just be.
That is the most Section 31 thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, but we're allied with the Klingons, right? So
Yes.
Yeah, we
Yes.
are.
normal. Unregistered Federation ship does give you some It's at least Starfleet intelligence vibes. Yes. I guess I'll
That's
just
all I
keep.
thought of was that.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on the sensors and just looking out for vessels of any sort. But that's
Okay.
all, really.
Uh, you can.
Specifically, I'm curious if if we have any like hidden friends. Like I don't know if they can cloak. Where are we at warp?
Yes.
I don't know. Can they cloak at warp? I
Yes,
guess
they
you.
can.
Okay, yeah.
I
So
will say something that I made the mistake of last time you guys dealt with cloaked vessels. I did learn about the task that you have to do in order to. I did get the task that you have to do in order to detect them. Correct. The thing I missed is that you guys have to somehow create some kind of an advantage that symbolizes, like, what's the circumstance that's letting you scan for them now.
uh
So you can't just do a general scan for cloaked ships because you're not going to find them. There's just too much space to scan.
oh, that's
Yeah,
interesting. That
like
that actually makes it cooler because
you have
you
to have
can't
a
just find them.
yeah, you have to have a general. You have to at the very least have a general idea of where they are in order to start looking, and even then it's hard. Or something like what's it the sensor net that they used on the Romulans, something like that would let you scan a much larger region of space, but that's because you set up a whole thing that makes even making the task, like even attempting the task, possible.
Attention, we are being followed. Shall I dispatch the welcoming drones?
This is off the wall. Sorry, just a random question. When it comes to like, uh, uh, leveling up the ship or whatever, like when we can use arc milestones or whatever to increase the ship and add talents and stuff.
Yes.
Can we add a cloaking device?
No.
Defiant has them. Like it's a thing that Starfleet has utilized now.
If that were to be a thing, it would be something that would have to come about through plot and then purchased with an arc.
Yeah,
I'd say.
that's what I was saying. Just like with an arc, if that would be even a possibility.
Yeah, the way I'd rule it is that I'd have to present the opportunity to you guys through play, and then give you the option of you can spend an arc to have this installed now, or you can not, and Starfleet will do something else with the tech.
So, in regards to what you were saying about detecting cloak ships, is it the security task to search for
Um,
communications? So, like,
yes.
basically,
So
um,
communications tasks are indeed um, security tasks, and yes, those could be used to try and pinpoint a general area where a ship might be.
okay, so yeah, I was thinking I could just keep an eye on or keep checking for any kind of communications that are uh taking
Yeah,
place nearby, and if I'm getting something from an area that
right.
doesn't have a ship, then I'll
Yeah.
know maybe that area to be looked at.
hmm Um. Okay. You're gonna check in on Klingon communications then.
Yes.
Okay. Give.
Just well, I'm
Mhm.
just monitoring communications.
Yep. Give me uh insight. Yeah, insight security difficulty 2, assisted by the ship's communications security.
Okay, and does this fall under sensors to detect the
No, this is communications.
right, but don't you use sensors to detect the communications?
No, the ship's communications system is a whole separate system.
Huh.
Yeah. The let me look at it. The 6 systems are engines, computers, weapons, structure, sensors, and communications.
Okay. Well, I don't guess I have a focus that applies, which is my. I should never be surprised. I don't know that I ever have a focus that applies. Um. So, what's the diff?
Huh?
What's the difficulty?
The difficulty is 2.
I'll buy a die with threat. Oh, well, that's good. That's I find highly unlikely, because I'm precise to a fault.
Don't you have cautious or daring security?
Yeah,
Then you can re-roll that 0.
I know, but I can't reroll the other 0.
No. It's only diff 2 though.
Yeah, it's only diff 2. You gave me a threat. There you go. That
Alright.
hits.
I just wanted to get some momentum since we spent it all. Almost all. Yeah, I really like that rule about cloaking devices because I thought it was too easy to find cloaked vessels
Yeah.
before.
I'll say in fairness, last time you had a pretty good idea of where the ship was,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
but know in the future that you can't just say, "I want to scan for cloaked ships," and
Yeah, I just
And-
meant in general because,
yeah.
like, in the last game I played in, they were like, yeah, there's there's been instances where they've been able to detect cloaked ships, so it's possible to do, and
Yeah.
so, I just thought, yeah, but why do they even bother cloaking anymore then?
yeah, you're right. You're right.
If I were a Klingon and they detected the type of energy that cloaking devices emits, I would try to create some sort of shielding or dampener or something to stop that energy from being readable. But I'm not a Klingon because there can't be any more Klingons in the Federation.
There you go. Correct. It's not what you thought you were gonna get, but it is something.
Belethpa. Hmm. Captain, I'm detecting a large number of transmissions. Civilian transmissions from Beleth Pa. They seem to concern a plague and widespread mental illness across the entire population.
Leg.
Indeed.
Well, I suppose we'll find out more when we arrive. Is there a there's a medical, like, is it blue alert? Is that a thing?
Um,
That
Blue alerts
makes
for landing
people-
and approaching a
Yeah.
planet only.
So what is it? What is it that makes the crew aware that there's potential biohazard?
Yellow alert.
Yeah, I couldn't.
it's
No,
it's
that's
it's
not yellow.
biosafety level.
Is that what it is? Because I
Hang
couldn't
on,
remember.
hang on.
There was an actual alert for it, and I don't remember what alert it was.
Let's make it green.
Alert status Star Trek. Let's see what we got.
Like, if it's like, I mean, if it makes sense to call it, I guess. I don't even know if it would make sense to call it,
Yeah.
since it's not actually nothing aboard the ship. But
I'll
It does.
I'll
Well, it does say Blue Alert is used for alert signal, which is called for in exceptional situations, including but not limited to environmental hazards to the crew, main power failure, docking and separation maneuvers, and landing protocols.
I'll forward with the captain's permission. I'll forward the messages to the doctor to and his team to peruse to see if they can get any useful insight out of it.
Out of which, what I'm looking at now, I'm sorry.
It's just a bunch of pictures of cats.
Is this a joke?
And
Yes, it is.
it's just social media posts. It's just a bunch of pictures of people's lunch and cats and stuff.
I'll look into it.
Excellent.
I am gonna go ahead and call a yellow alert, though.
Are you gonna put shields up?
What's the isn't there like a not what like below yellow alert, but like a ready
that's
stations or
that's what
something?
that's what I'm.
That is what yellow alert is.
Yeah,
The thing with yellow alert as a rule puts shields on, but you can call for yellow alert and say yellow alert, keep shields down.
Okay, I didn't know if
Yeah.
you could do that. So
I just thought there was like some code for that. It's like a yellow alert but without shields or weapons. It's just
Yeah.
a general alert status or something, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
so yeah, we'll do
Yeah.
yellow alert, shields down.
It was the stuff we were talking about for like the last 5 minutes.
So then, Doctor, a bunch of material appears on you get like a ding from your computer down in sick bay as the yellow alert lights turn on in sick bay, and about a few seconds later, Dr. Kingston comes in and takes up a medical position here.
I just whispered it to you in roll 20. Oh,
Yeah, that's what I was looking for because I don't know those posted anywhere like on a
Whispered in.
Discord.
I don't see
it wasn't it. Well, because I whispered it to him, to the doctor.
Oh.
But I just whispered exactly what I read to the captain. I left out the cloaked vessels communications part and just the other stuff. But basically, you got sent this stuff because there's a talk of a mental illness and plague and such. So in these messages, so I figured if you and or your medical team peruse these messages, you might find some information to help you prepare for whatever might be lurking there.
Yeah, for sure.
As chief of security, it is my job to make sure that we're always ready for any danger.
Very good. And so, Doctor, you go into your office and you see that there's a bunch of information there for you. It looks as though, and I'll even just give this to you right out, the computer just seeing this information, the ship's medical computer just seeing this on its own has flagged up standard Starfleet standard Starfleet biosafety protocols, recommendations to start preparing sealed hazmat life support suits, equipment disinfectant protocols, suggest
Excellent. Let's get on that.
suggested preparation for what is known as this is an actual thing, like in actual real life. Biosafety level 4, which is the highest it goes.
Shit. Is there any protocol as to like, is this information I can send to the science team, see if we can like find more as to where it might be?
Yeah, you can have all this information disseminated among the medical staff and science staff. You can tell like the way these packages are put together. These are like information packages that Starfleet Medical put together for the express purpose of, if you're in a situation where this information needs to be made available to the crew, press a button, it gets sent to the necessary teams, and they can all have it.
Awesome. Getting that prepped, and is there anything I can do to like work on to counter this if we ever come across ourselves, or with like immunology and stuff like that I have?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the hope was in sending you this stuff that you would be able to piece together what more, or at least some idea of what's transpiring there, and have some idea of like how to combat it, like you were saying. But basically, the hope was to give us an advantage.
Awesome.
I'll say there's really not much of an advantage that you can create here, because it's a plague and there's some mental illness is such a, like, in terms of like medical diagnosis and preparedness, like, that is unimaginably broad.
Well, yeah, I guess
Like in
I
terms
was
of sorry.
inoculating or something, but yeah, I get you.
So like in terms of like something we can generally base it off of what already exists or what we know about, we can't like narrow it down to like 5 diseases or so. Or,
yeah. Oh, no way. Yeah. No.
Okay.
Yeah. Plague is like incredibly vague.
It even
Like,
rhymes.
it doesn't even tell you if this is a bacterial or viral thing. It's just plague.
Yeah, with the large number of messages, that's what I was trying to get at. Is that I was hoping there was enough through perusing them all, enough like metadata to compile a list of possible candidates. But I get what you're saying. But that was the goal anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, just let me know if there's anything I can do to.
To be fair, I will spend two threat for that and say that the material is just too it's all, the communications are all like just too panicked. Like,
yeah, no, that makes sense. That's cool. It's the vague plague.
Yeah.
Schizophrenic and all that shit like that. All the fun mental illnesses.
So, is there anything else that you would like to do before your arrival in system?
Were there any reports of like people running around sweaty and shirtless with rapiers?
I will give that to you for free. No.
Yes. Okay. Well, it's not that then, probably. I don't think there's anything else.
Okay.
I was just trying to stay vigilant.
Okay. Anything else?
I mean, if there's something I can do right now, I'll definitely. I'm good. I mean, I'm gonna get what I need to prepare for like has and all that kind of like that. So
I think we're ready, but the captain went to let his dog out.
Engineering would coordinate with medical if in the event we need to set up an extra triage station for like quarantining and stuff like that. If sickbay gets too crowded, we can clear out a cargo bay.
We just don't before we meet with this vessel, we don't really know what our role is going to be, so that's why it's probably it's good that we have a little bit of advanced knowledge, but we really need to meet with the vessel before we start making any additional preparations.
Understood.
Otherwise, we might just be wasting our time.
That's true. We're just on at the ready then.
Okay. So, Captain, are you ready to proceed?
Yep.
All right. You come into system. do. Prolon says, we're coming upon the main planetary system. It would appear the Klingon colony is located on a Class M moon in orbit around second planet of the system.
Take us in.
Yes, yes, sir. Lieutenant Walker says. And I will throw this to Visikoth.
Oh,
Sounds like you're getting a thing.
what it could be. In the last Star Trek game I played in, there was a guy who just always wore a hazmat suit because it gives you like +1 resistance or something.
Yeah.
Like, so it's good for combat. So he just always wore one on the bridge. I always thought that was odd. Like, I've never seen that in a show before.
there you go, Visikoth.
All right. Captain, I'm detecting multiple Klingon vessels and one Danube class runabout.
Sounds like our contact. Make contact with the Danube first.
See, here's
What,
all the Klingon vessels.
What
There's the
class of
Danube.
Klingon vessels are they?
They look
So,
like D7 battle cruisers.
That's
so
what-
those are Katinga class.
Oh,
Okay. All right.
Gonna try and make contact with the
Anga
Danube
class.
And after a few moments, a woman appears on the screen wearing medical blue and 3 pips on her collar, but one of them is dark.
Lieutenant Commander. Okay.
it's another cartoon lady.
Yay!
the doctor's- The doctor's gonna be really happy this episode.
This is Lieutenant Commander Natalie Sigmund,
Captain
US
Jack
at-
Holloway.
USS Cass.
Pass.
I've been waiting your arrival, Ganymede. I have received clearance for you to enter orbit of the planet. I'm going to begin proceeding to your location now. I need to dock with you and meet with you as soon as possible.
Understood. Is there any bio precautions we need to take?
Well, discussions about that will have to wait until I'm aboard. I have some very important information for you.
Very well, but all the same, we will make sure that you are clear to be aboard. Make sure you're not carrying anything. We have detected there's some sort of plague going on.
That is accurate.
Can't be too safe.
I can assure you, Captain, I have not been down to the planet's surface, and I arrived here directly in this shuttlecraft.
All the same.
Have you encountered any plague victims aboard your
No.
shuttlecraft?
Attention.
No,
We
it's
are
been
being
just me.
followed. Shall I just...
Believe me, I've been doing regular scans. I am clean.
We're still going to scan you before you step off that shuttle.
Give me a presence command difficulty 2.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if we
then-
transport her over, it'll be fine because
She wants
this
to
lady will be.
dock. She wants
Huh?
to dock. She doesn't want to be transported.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say if we transported her, then it would just be a copy of her anyway. So
Intimidation or negotiation, either one.
Mm, I'm gonna say no.
Or inspiration. I am a superior officer. I'm just pointing that out.
I am gonna say no to that as well.
Brennan hates
Okay.
focuses
He does tonight, and really, I'm kind of not
tonight.
having it. I'm really not having it tonight. Like, we're already down 2 players, so this is kind of, I don't know.
It's gonna be okay. Just do your roll.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity to gain more momentum.
There you go. Oh, you crit anyway.
You've got a 12 and a 5. You have like max presence and command. You don't get to be upset.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's not the point. It seems like we've been
I
told
know.
no for the last 3 sessions a lot. So I'm
Well, I was kind of kidding. I think it has more to do with like I think people try to be overly vague with their well, not on purpose maybe, but there's a lot of kind of vague focuses that may or may not apply in certain situations, and it's good. My joke was more in the fact that
Yes.
I've chosen poorly with my focuses because
Yeah, the thing I have to give you, Holloway, is that negotiation is an incredibly broad focus, and I have to establish boundaries for it somewhere.
and intimidation.
You're not intimidating her.
Am I not?
No, you're
Like-
just
Like
saying.
I've made it very clear she's not coming on board unless we scan her.
it's more like what's the word like
This is like chain of command. I'd accept a chain of command focus because that seems to be what you're appealing to here.
yeah, it's kind of more like command stuff. Like you're basically ordering her, like or you're telling her like I'm the captain of this ship and you're gonna do what I say,
Yes,
kind of thing.
exactly.
It's not exactly intimidating. It's more like, I'm the boss.
You do what I say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I get why he's kind of strict on the focuses, but I'm not gonna say it doesn't hurt.
Well, you still made the check and you still generated a momentum. So she just sort of rubs the bridge of her nose and says, "All right, fine. We have to make it quick, though. There's no time to lose." Cass out, and she disappears from the view screen.
Carrick gives like the most muted and hard to read sign of approval towards the captain, like very good. The best captain of all the captains.
And so on the view screen, the runabout begins to move forward and is on an intercept course.
Shall we move in closer or maintain position, Captain?
We'll maintain position. Make her come to us.
I like your style.
Lieutenant Walker looks over to you. Captain, she's requesting permission to dock.
Holloway to Dr. Dallo.
Yes, Captain.
I need you in Shuttle Bay 1 immediately to scan the individual coming off the shuttlecraft.
Moving there now, Captain.
Can I scan the shuttlecraft as well? Just to before it docks?
Sure. Give me insight con or engineering assisted by the ship's sensors con or engineering.
I was just looking for anything dangerous, but if I'm not doing a security scan, I'll pass it off to somebody else to do a regular scan.
Do a security scan, that's fine. So that'll be as I said, insight security or insight security assisted by sensor security. Be difficulty 2, but that brings it down to difficulty 1, and your sensor's focus does apply.
Okay. It's just diff 1.
Yeah, now it's just diff 1.
Oh!
Oh!
Nice. Per the doctor's request, I'll ask the captain if he wants me to go or just send a team.
Just send a team.
All right. Or I guess I could just send a, one of the support character guys,
And
if that works for you.
that's what your scan tells you.
Fascinating. This is no ordinary Danube shuttlecraft, Captain. This appears to be state of the art. The weapon systems and engines, that is.
Interesting.
But otherwise, no danger detected.
Good.
So, Dr. Cross goes down to the shuttle bay. I don't have a shuttle bay map yet. That's something I gotta get you guys.
We'll send Wygo with them because they're both Bajoran and maybe they're best friends.
That's fine. And so,
Oh, I forgot why I go as Bajoran.
Yeah.
And so the shuttlecraft lands, and this woman steps out. She is carrying a very large case in her hands.
She's not approaching, right? She's waiting for me to make scans and stuff like that. I'm probably gonna tell her to stop where she is, so I can.
Yeah, let's get this over with.
Yeah, I'm gonna approach with my team, get scans. Definitely scan that case as well.
Insight medicine, difficulty of 2.
Probably not any of my focuses, right? Unless she has like immunology, she might have the cure in a case right now.
This will be, let me look at your sheet.
I just realized that nobody rolled the ships.
Oh yeah, someone roll the oh, there you go. And that's one more momentum. I'll allow immunology. I'll allow immunology because the thing you're worried about is that she might be infected with something.
Yeah. I'll go and buy a die with momentum.
Nice. You gain that momentum back. She's clean. She's clean. Nothing. You're not detecting any pathogens in her system. She appears to be in good health. You're also not detecting any kind of you're not detecting any kind of biomaterial inside of that case. Whatever's in there is inorganic.
She's human, right?
Yes, human.
Okay. And and my scan confirmed she was human. Not
Yep.
like.
Mhm.
Do you mind if I have a look in the case?
This is something that I would rather show to the entirety of your senior staff. This is something your captain's going to need to see first.
That's not exactly the most comforting things we usually hear. If they want to expose something to our senior staff is not quite okay with me. I need you to open the case, ma'am.
Going to spend 2 threat. As she says, as she reaches into her sleeve. She pulls out a pad and hands it over to you.
Is the doctor's note?
Well, effectively, it is that thing that I always joke about in Star Trek. It is that pad that says, "Let this person do what they want."
I'm gonna hand that off to our security guy and confirm that.
He takes the pad, scrolls through it, says, this looks to check out.
Wait here while I confirm with my own superiors, ma'am.
I don't have time for this.
Well, I don't have time for a sickness to come onto my ship. I'm gonna call it the captain. I'm gonna step away and call the captain and correct and give the what's going on, what the situation is. So
what Wygo was looking at, was that like orders or something from Starfleet?
Yeah, Starfleet orders basically saying, if she says she wants to talk with the captain, you better let her talk to the damn captain.
Yeah, Wygo will relay all that stuff to the captain.
okay, cool.
Very well.
All right, this way, ma'am.
Very good. And a couple of moments later, the doctor, Wygo, and
Oh, I'm not letting her on the bridge. We're
Oh
going.
yeah, not the bridge. I was gonna take her to the conference room.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we're going to conference room. I'm not
okay,
letting her on the bridge.
yeah, because you can get one of those conference rooms that's not the conference room attached to the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Sorry,
in fact, if I'm remembering correctly, you guys have
You
you have the diplomatic suite, so you have a bunch of conference rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing that might be odd for her is that we're all wearing environmental suits.
Yeah. So here's
I'm
my
kidding.
so here's my question. Who is present at this senior staff meeting? Wygo will presumably also be there because he's accompanying the doctor and.
Well, you could have Kara, have the chair while we're in the meeting, and Grack could be piloting, which is maybe why they don't contribute to the meeting.
If you want.
Yeah, I'm just,
I think Kara and them are on the way.
Actually, that would work very well because you could have Grack basically ask, permission to put us in standard orbit, Captain.
Yeah. Yeah, that works for me. Have them.
So they're off on the
Kara's-
bridge.
Kara's got the bridge.
Mhm.
Which they are. I think they are on the way. It seems. I was talking to them.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're on the way. Just gotta wait for them to
Mhm.
yell at their internet people.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the doctor walks in, and as mentioned, you see Lieutenant Commander Sigmund. Captain,
Commander.
I will cut right to the point now.
Please do.
There is a plague currently ravaging the planet below us, and it is one that has the possibility to irreparably harm relations between the Federation and the Klingon Empire if this isn't handled delicately.
Explain.
She sets the case down on the table and sort of slides it forward, then swivels in the chair to you. Captain, what do you know about the augment virus?
GM, what do I know about the augment virus?
What is commonly known is that
Player
you-
knows.
yes,
but I don't know if Jack knows.
you are aware of augments.
Oh, okay. Then yeah.
You are aware that augments are a thing that exist.
We don't talk about that.
You're aware that augments exist, and Khan was a bad dude, and like you were aware of that at like that period of human history.
What about the Klingon variety, though? Are we?
You do not know about that.
So how do we? Oh, so I guess it's like Deep Space Nine, where like we don't really know why there is Klingons that looked different.
Yeah, it's exactly like that.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm okay with that.
That's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, and our resident Klingon would say, "We do not speak of this."
We do not speak of it.
We don't have a Klingon on board yet.
No, you do not.
No.
That's it. I'm gonna try to convince the science officer to become a Klingon. I will just say I know what augments are.
Wait a second.
Virus.
Well, you're halfway there. As you may be aware, humanity once dabbled with genetic engineering, trying to make itself better. It is a extremely dark part of our history. However, there is another aspect to the story of the augments that is not widely known. You see,
It's a Grak.
oh hey, Grak.
Oh.
Hello, Grak. Does anyone want to give him the quick rundown of where we're at, or would you rather him just figure it out from context clues?
I know
Yes, one of those.
it involves Grak taking the ship and going down to the surface with the shields off.
Very good.
Yes.
You all die of plague.
Good.
Yeah, we basically we got orders to go and meet up with an unregistered Federation ship in Klingon territory.
31.
So you took us there, and then we en route discovered that there was some sort of plague at this planet that that we're supposed to be near, and we are now having the meeting with the person who was aboard the shuttle that we met, and then the most important part was that the captain was saying that the science officer has to be a Klingon, and that I wasn't allowed to be a Klingon, so the science officer can't be allowed to be a Klingon either. Yeah.
Amazing.
That was under old GM rules.
No, that was also Grinnin. He said there were too many Klingons in the Federation.
I don't remember. That's
Yeah, I wanted to be half Klingon instead of half Vulcan, and it was a no-go.
Oh, that's odd.
Bullshit.
I thought so too.
I wanted to be human and got told no.
I don't think that was me though.
Well, no, not for the Lorian,
Yeah,
but for me, when you took over, I was like, well, cool. I was wanting to have been a Klingon, but he wouldn't let me, and you said, no, there's rules about Klingons in 10th Fleet.
Oh yeah, I kind of do remember that. We could discuss that at some other point.
Yes,
but let's keep things moving. So yes, you're now having this meeting with her, and she asked what you guys knew about the augment virus.
Does everybody get to well, I mean, is there a role, or is just basically we just know that there was an augment program?
I'm not even going to make you guys roll for it. It's standard teaching that the augments were a thing that happened, and it was not a good thing. Especially
know the extra credit information if you could.
And so with that, the lieutenant commander turns to you, Captain. He says, "You see, in 2154, the Klingon Empire acquired embryos of augmented humans from the eugenics war. Genetically engineered, these humans were stronger, more agile, more intelligent, and ruthlessly violent. The Klingons feared that United Earth would staff its starships with augmented humans, and, well, they didn't understand the history that we had with genetic engineering and the eugenics wars of the 1990s.
Still
And
waiting
she-
for more explanation.
Okay. See, Klingon scientists used the augmented human genome from those embryos to produce a retrovirus capable of giving these warriors augmented abilities. But there were complications. The Klingons infected with the retrovirus, and she stands up, walks over to the screen over here, presses a button, and sort of an image of like Klingon physiology is brought up from the ship's medical computers. The Klingons began to exhibit human-like characteristics. Their cranial ridges dissolve, their neural pathways began to degrade, excruciating pain, finally death. The retrovirus got out of control and spread from its testing world to other subjects and eventually the rest of the Empire at large. It was a horrific threat to the Empire. Fortunately, a cure was developed by Dr. Phlox, the Enterprise, Archer's Enterprise. It was rushed, it wasn't perfect, but it stabilized the Empire with the side effect that the cranial ridges were dissolved. It took another 120 years before medical science fixed that problem as well.
Wow, it's almost like it was a long road to get there.
God damn it. I knew it was
From
coming.
there to here. Been a long time.
Okay, moving on.
I hate all of you. That song stuck in my head again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
And so-
thought I was done with just the one
Yeah.
line, but no,
And,
there was
and
more.
so she walks back around the table and sits down.
You mean the world's best theme song? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's stuck in my head now, and I hate all of you.
That's how you know it's a good theme song.
Yeah.
Is it though?
It's amazing.
Anyways.
Well, it was a shame for the Empire, a source of great shame. What exactly happened was covered up through many of the various methods that the Klingon Empire often uses to cover things up. In the Federation, we weren't too much better. Information and research about the Augment program as it had occurred was covered up and destroyed out of shame of Earth's past and to ensure that it would never happen again. Most people now aren't aware of it. Very few are. It's almost funny that most in the Empire and Federation have no clue that the Empire came so close to destruction only 140 years before the destruction of Praxis.
Commander, what does this have to do with us, and why is it going to affect the diplomatic relations between them and the Federation?
Well, to put it simply, the augment virus has returned.
I see.
And if it follows the course that it could have way back in the 22nd century, the Klingon Empire could be looking at a fatal blow, one not seen since Praxis, one not seen since the Bemoth planetfall disaster. And when it becomes public knowledge after the fact that that the origins of the retrovirus were steeped in humanity and the Federation, it could lead to all-out war. You understand why secrecy is so important in this matter, Captain.
I do. How the hell did this thing come back?
That we don't know. I was the first representative of Starfleet Medical to get sent out this way, and, well, that's why you've been brought in. You were the closest Starfleet vessel with the capabilities to look into this matter.
Doc stands up a little straighter.
Well, I will admit that we do have one of, if not the finest medical officers. We're not a damn medical ship, though.
I understand that, Captain, but given the extreme time crunch that we are under, we did not have the luxury of waiting for a full medical hospital ship to be redeployed. Of course, we will be able to send more ships out at a later point. They're being coordinated as we speak, but the next 72 hours are going to be critical.
If I may, Captain.
Yes, go ahead.
Is it possible that someone has attempted the experiments again, leading to the new...
That is what I was thinking as well.
If that is the case, then we may be just the ship for this mission. We could... Perhaps an investigation would lead to the scientists behind this, which may give us the tools that we need to reverse the damage that has been done.
Agreed. Commander, does this virus affect humans, Bajorans? What does it affect anybody besides Klingons?
Vulcans.
It is it does appear that the virus has begun to cross species lines. I don't know necessarily whether it will affect humans or Vulcans or Bajorans, but I know that from what I've been hearing from the blockade, it is affecting Klingon member species.
I see. Better be safe anyways.
Exactly. Speaking of the blockade, as you may have noticed, there is a quarantine on the planet. It's being enforced by... I had the name for it. It is being enforced by the Kova. They're an interesting sort. They are a group of Klingon warriors who have been thoroughly disgraced. And through their work for the Kuva, they seek their, let's call it their last chance at redemption.
Fascinating.
Last chance for Stovacor.
Being obsessed with the Bushido code and honor, Karak finds that very interesting.
So, the point is, they're not the Empire's best and brightest. They're what ships the Empire could pull together on such short notice and throw out here. We're quite far from the Empire's center of power on Konos.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they'll let us in then.
They will. I've seen to that.
Excellent.
Just know that you likely should reach out to them as a courtesy.
I always reach out to people.
Great. Now, I do have one more thing. It's a long shot, but it might be our best chance at fighting this thing.
Okay.
Now, as I've mentioned to you, all information about the virus has long since been purged from all Federation and Klingon databases. But I had a hunch, and I'm gonna run with it. And she reaches forward and she clicks the tabs on this carrying case and flips it open, and you can all sort of like lean over and look inside. And Korn, what you see is it's a piece of technology, and it looks ancient. Like, you can see inside, you can see behind some clear bits of plastic, you can see what look like circuit boards, and oh my god, are those dye transistors?
This technology is very ancient. Where did you come about it?
NX-01, Enterprise.
This is from the original Enterprise?
Yes.
He's very intrigued.
Yes. I acquired it from the hang on, I had it.
Smithsonian.
I borrowed this from the Smithsonian Orbital Annex. It's the original data storage device from the sickbay on the original Enterprise. It should have, well, any data that Dr. Phlox put on it. I have no idea whether or not his data of his Phlox 1 cure is still on there. I have no idea what's on this thing. It's, well, frankly, archaic. In case you haven't noticed, it is a mismatch of Denobulan and Earth technologies. She just sort of rubs the bridge of her nose. Look, this thing still stores data in bits and bytes.
Commander,
Do you know
can
how
you
long?
get into that?
I mean, it's our
It's not
best.
much fun.
Yeah.
Commander, can you even get into that?
I believe I could. I just need to find a way for our computer to integrate with it. It may take some
Good.
time
That's
to...
your assignment.
Understood, Captain.
Great. She turns to you, Corn, and says, "Good luck with that. It's going to be like reading that's going to be like reading a vinyl record with an isolinear chip slot."
He looks at the box and notices that there's a 50 gigabyte hard drive or something that says gigabyte in it.
Yeah, like, oh my god, data is still stored in bits and bytes on this thing. Like, this isn't like, you guys have isolinear chips. Like, you look at Duotronic computers of the old days, and you're like, man, that's out of date. No, this is even worse. There are transistors on this thing.
Well, don't Denobulans have super long lifespans? Is Dr. Flock still alive? Maybe we could just ask him.
Unfortunately, Dr. Phlox is no longer with us. They do have extremely long lifespans, but none that long.
Sad news, everyone.
But it would be nice if we could go back and ask the source now, wouldn't it?
I mean, you can't run the holodeck program. I mean, that was a thing. Riker showed it to us because of that dumbass last episode.
Yeah, but clearly, according to to that episode, the holodeck got it wrong, and like it was nothing like what it was really like in real life.
Well, however you do it, that's not my concern. That's not my specialty. I'm Starfleet Medical. I just got you the best resources I could in the short time I could. Now, and she turns in her chair. One last thing, Captain, before, well, we dig into this problem in full. I must make sure that you understand that you're more than welcome to bring in the rest of your crew into this project. That's fine and that's expected. The circle of this information cannot leave this ship.
Oh, that's very clear. I'm aware of that, and it wasn't going to.
All right, great. We're all on the same page then.
Does she know? Like how long has she been here?
Oh, like 20, 30 minutes tops.
Oh, okay. Well, do we have a contact with the Klingons? Like, or does she have any info about the planet other than what she's already relayed? Like, who to talk to?
Indeed, she scans through her pad again and slips across to you, Captain. You're going to want to reach out to one Lieutenant Colonel Morak, commanding officer of the IKS Mohbena.
Please put that in chat, please. Because I am
Of the
not gonna
IKS
try to learn
Hungarian
that.
throat singer.
Give it to me.
This is our opportunity to listen to some Klingon opera.
I'm more a fan of,
Grennan likes listening to Klingon opera.
I'm more a fan of like Klingon acid punk.
Yeah. So there you go.
That was my favorite Worf
yes.
scene, was when he sings opera.
Yeah, Lieutenant Colonel Morok, commanding officer of the IKS Mohbena.
Very good. Well, Commander.
He's the closest thing that you'll get to someone in charge there.
It appears like we have work to do.
Great.
We could use your assistance with any you will provide.
Yeah, of course. I will require an office to work in. I presume you could provide an unused one.
Of course. And do note that you will be taking, that Dr. Dalo will be taking point on this. You are using our ship, our resources, and our staff.
Of course, that goes without saying.
Good. All right. Dismissed.
All right.
Cornus immediately going to take this thing to engineering and have his team start working on creating components or synthesizing components that would integrate with it in our systems.
So the first thing you're gonna have to do, we're gonna switch between a couple of different little bits of info. You're gonna have to first make me a Reason Science Task difficulty 2 to familiarize yourself with the computational theories of the era.
Hold on. Reason Science, you said?
Yep. Assisted by computer science, I'll say.
Cool. Reason Science. Science. would my study of linguistics come into play because I'm studying a computer language?
Do you have a computer's focus? I thought you did.
No, but if you want me to burn my value, code is just another language. It's all ones and zeros. I can do that because it is binary. I'm looking at.
That is that I will say that is a value that would apply to this situation, but I'll say linguistics. That's fine.
Okay.
I don't mind you using linguistics. I just wanted to know if you had a better one.
Fair enough. And I'm gonna take a die for momentum. What difficulty is this again? Just so I'm aware.
This is difficulty 2.
Difficulty 2. Yeah, I'm just gonna get 1 die with momentum. All right, and roll in.
Oof. So that's 2 hits, and then someone roll the ship's computers science.
Science. Okay. Does someone want to roll for the ship or? Oh, there it is.
There you go. That's 1 more hit. So there is a complication on the board.
All right. Could I quash that? Yeah, I'm gonna quash that because this is important data we're dealing with. I don't want to destroy this thing handling it because obviously it's loaned to us from the wherever it came from, the museum, if I'm correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now you have the advantage familiar with 22nd century technology.
Cool.
We will come back to you and this little ongoing project you're dealing with.
I like the doctor's idea. I think we should go to the holodeck, but we should run the program of the one where Riker's in Enterprise and mess that one up.
We're running the program of Riker and Troy on the holodeck.
Yeah.
On the Enterprise.
Are you in, Doc?
I hate all of you.
I mean, that's probably the best bet because Phlox was programmed in it.
So, so you guys head back out onto the bridge. I'll pull us onto the bridge. Actually, I'll pull us to this map for now. Oh, no, wrong. That one.
All right. I am going to, as a gesture, open a hailing frequency to that fleet, and just as a general, say, this is Captain Jack Holloway with Federation Starship Ganymede requesting permission for standard orbit.
Yeah. This is Lieutenant Colonel Morok. You are cleared for orbit Ganymede.
I will just nod. Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel.
I assume that you will be sending medical teams down to the planet's surface.
That is correct.
Very good.
I am
We
also
will
sending a security on team as well to do some investigation to see if we can figure out exactly where this came from.
And he leans forward and says, "You are wiser than you look, Captain."
It's great.
I would argue that, but you're not wrong.
We shall continue to maintain. We shall maintain the blockade here. You will keep us posted on anything you find out.
Of course, Colonel.
And he cuts the comms. He doesn't even say goodbye. He just says, You're just like, "Boop."
That was rude.
No,
Yes,
we
Dracula,
won't.
again.
Yes, it was.
Did you mention me there, Captain? What'd you say?
I said Grack. Take a
Oh.
second.
Sure.
So was suggested, and I'll remove him because he's no longer. And actually, now that we are at this point, I'm gonna bring us to something kind of cool. Give me a second to get everyone's tokens set onto this map.
I was about to say, kind of cool. Is it the murder of certain Andorians?
Man, you guys are just bloodthirsty.
I'm gonna pull her fingernails out one at a time.
Wow.
Let him grow back and do it again.
That's right.
Oh,
And
this is kind
there
of neat.
There you go.
Is this just like a an orbit map? This is cool.
Yup. Orbit map.
I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Because in this case, system scale is less important than orbit scale.
You mean orbit scale is more important than system scale?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Orbit scale is more important than system scale.
Yeah, this is really cool. All right. Well, Way team. Sending Dr. Dallo. Correct.
Everybody's got hat suits on.
Yeah. Correct. And because this is a medical sciencey thing, I think this is something I think Kara needs to lead.
I'm going to be following the doctor's lead on this. You guys said it was a plague, right? Retrovirus? That is definitely the doctor's domain, but I will happily support his Kara.
Yeah, and I presume you're gonna bring her up to date, like up to speed.
Yeah.
You're good at diplomacy and junk. Like, you don't want Karak being the highest ranking dude on this mission.
No, that's
he
very
would be
annoying.
he would be very logical about it. I would have no troubles with that, but
Yes, he would.
I will save him the pain of having to be logical with Klingon.
Yes.
Doc don't talk no good, so.
Yeah, but Doc's really good, so
Yes.
that's what's really important.
Yes, and I will say, for purpose of like narrative, you are also sending down some security teams and some medical teams.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that goes without saying. But
Okay.
Do we what kind of precautions are we taking on this away mission? Are we wearing EV suits or hazmat suits? Or something?
You're wearing EV suits and you're getting inoculated.
I would hope so.
well,
I
there
don't think
is
there's
yeah,
no inoculation, but
yeah,
hazmat suit sounds good.
yeah. If you had an inoculation, this wouldn't be a problem.
See? This is
Salem.
what happens. These guys didn't get vaccinated.
Okay.
Sorry, my dog's being stupid. I had to yell at her.
It's okay.
Come here. What are you doing? Freaking psycho dog.
Oh, that's a very large pool.
And so, presumably, you will beam them down. Okay, yeah, I'll tell you, and this won't cost any like momentum. That big ring right there is a terraforming ring.
Including the ones underwater. I kind of see some ones underwater as well.
I was thinking they were like
Well, so-
impact.
So those are so all of these circles are craters. This was once a moon.
Cool.
And they used one of the largest impact craters to build this gigantic ring that is used for terraforming.
I hope they didn't use proto matter.
Is there a history on this moon
Yes, this is a
itself
somewhat,
as to when it
this is
was being
yeah, this is a somewhat recent colony, and by recent I mean like within the last 10, 15 years.
and if these impacts are from
Oh
space
yeah.
and whatnot?
Oh yes, these craters are from like the moon's distant past.
Yeah, I just didn't know something maybe crashed here that might have had what might cause this outbreak, and then they dug it up essentially.
Nothing in the records indicates a correlation like that.
Okay.
Is there any like where's the city? Is there a city? Is this an outpost? I'm looking for like
Ding, ding.
Okay. So what's this thing?
That is a spaceport.
Oh, okay. So this is where all
Yep.
the inhabitants are, basically.
Yep. Well, there are also many inhabitants in the ring structure itself, because there were a number who had a number of colonists who inhabited the ring and operated it, but there were also once it was finished being used as a terraforming ring, they were able to refit it into living space.
Would it be command or security to try to look up any information that we have on this planet as far as like the population, looking specifically for genetic scientists or anybody like that?
I'll tell you. So it's the population's 1 billion.
Ooh.
And any scientists like are likely working their fingers to the bone now trying to figure out what's going on here.
Sure, but I'm just wondering if there's like a list of Klingon scientists known to inhabit this world that we could investigate for being involved in the
Okay, yeah, sure. You can give me reason security difficulty 2, assisted by the ship's computer security, and I will be right back.
All right, I'll buy a die with threat. Somebody wants to roll the ship. Sweet.
Hold on. Someone will be rolling the ship. Yep.
Wow. Well, he said diff 2.
So meanwhile, Cornish just flipping through PC Mag. From the 21st century.
What would the roll for the ship be?
He did not say if I'm correct. Hold on.
I wonder, I just realized I, again, may not have a focus for this.
And I'm back.
What was the ship's roll?
Computer security. It's
Well,
it.
Yep, I don't think I had a focus, so it's probably only total of 2.
Yeah. Which, fair enough, is what you needed to hit, but there is a complication on the board.
Oh, I re-rolled that.
Oh, you did. Okay. Then no complication on the board. Then yeah, you just hit it.
They gave you that.
There are a few scientists who could possibly be of interest. I will say they are all currently working in the medical complex that you are likely to be going to right now.
Okay, that's good. I just wanted to, basically have a list of them so that I could speak with them.
That's fine.
Know who to speak to. That is, I guess.
Yeah. Who's going to be in charge when you get down there? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will say this map is to make up for the fact that I don't have any ground maps for this.
Oh, that's cool.
Because everything here is kind of occurring on a slightly larger scale than a simple ground map.
How dare you break our immersion like that? No excuses.
Well, we could just zoom in real close to where the city is.
So are the three of you leading the away team?
The doctor was just was she joining us, or is she on a different medical team that's going down?
She is staying on the ship right now.
Oh, because she hasn't made contact yet. Okay, gotcha. She hasn't set foot here yet.
I'll bring my security team and Wygo if that's okay with the captain.
Wygo.
Just in case we need to split up or something.
Yeah.
That'll leave the other security support staff for you there.
And Commander Kara, feel free to chime in whenever you would like to.
Will do.
Your opinion is appreciated.
Of course.
So I take it then that you are all beaming down to the planet's surface.
Is that a yes, or are we taking a shuttle?
I'm assuming Kara's beaming down. I hope her team's beaming with her.
Cool.
You beam down onto the planet's surface. Things are in chaos. There are people running around, screaming, yelling. You note a lot of members of Klingon security running around, disruptors drawn. You hear the sound of disruptor fire all about.
I'm not nervous. You're nervous. So, crap. Okay, so essentially, probably one of the best ways to try and get some sort of, finer detail on this, we probably need to capture somebody, essentially, because they're all schizophrenic or mentally compromised where they won't cooperate in any way, right?
Well, you are right next to sort of one of the medical centers, and I will say, sort of as you're now getting a look at it, you see a number of people, a number of Klingons in Klingon hazmat suits, rolling in, Klingons who are writhing in pain on hover gurneys.
Okay, cool. That makes that a little easier. Yeah, I'll get to work straight away. if there's anybody who's in pain, trying to give some sort of relief to that, and do scans and see what's being caused by the relief. What's just kind of go through the whole list of what I need to go through and narrow the search down and triangulate the problem.
Very good. So, hang on. So, presumably you're gonna go over and introduce yourself.
I should probably do that too. Yeah, I should probably do that. Who looks like to be in charge here? Was it the guy that was in the comm with Cap, or?
Well, he's up on the up in orbit on one of the Klingon ships.
Gotcha. I'll ask around. Who's in charge here? What?
And one of the Klingons in the hazmat suits points to a Klingon, another Klingon in a hazmat suit.
Yeah, I'll go walk up and say, "Hi, I'm Dr. Dalacross. I'm with the Ganymede. We are on a ground mission to see if we can help in any way. Try to figure out how we can stop this."
Very good. If you'll just stop him, and with that, a rather wide-eyed Klingon comes charging at you, Doctor. You can see he is frothing at the mouth, and his cranial ridges are far less pronounced than any Klingon you've ever seen before. Like, they're barely there at all.
Being on heightened vigilant alert, could Karak try to interpose himself between this guy and the doctor?
Go for it. Give me a daring security roll. Difficulty of 2.
No, I would like to help him by stepping away.
This is gonna be correct.
that makes perfect sense though. All right, so yeah, I'll is this like yeah, I guess this is like a combat check or something.
Yeah.
Sorta. All right. I'll buy a die with threat because you don't have enough.
Huh.
Also, I like my re-rolls.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do. There's 3.
Very good. As
What was the diff?
2. So yeah, you sort of push him away, and then I'm gonna spend 2 threat as actually I'll throw these guys down on the map now. Where is it? Oh, where's my stuff? My library. There we go.
He said, "Keep your meat hooks off." What are these?
Don't suppose there's any form of sedation I can apply.
Yeah, Klingons in hazmat suits. As one of the Klingons in a hazmat suit immediately pulls a disruptor and I've got the sound effect for it. And nails the Klingon in the shoulder. Let me roll some challenge dice for that. Security. And I will say he succeeds at cost. I'm gonna spend 2 threat for that. And how many challenge dice is this? Oof, nice. Yeah, the Klingon that was charging at you vaporizes.
Doc's looking a little shook. Can we apply more restraints, doctors, please? Can we?
Do not tell us how to do our job, Starfleet.
If you're doing it well, we won't have to be here.
Karak kind of gives a frowny face.
You are saying
so-
we are incompetent.
No, I'm just saying, be more careful.
Says the Starfleet officer who almost had his face bitten off. We are not here to coddle you, Starfleet.
There's a vast difference between coddling and civility.
And the Klingon goes back to his work. Clearly not happy.
My apologies. Thank you, Crack.
You in One Piece, Doc?
What's that, Commander?
Are you in One Piece, Doc?
Yeah, I'm all right, right? I scanned, nothing was
Yeah.
punctured. I'm good. Okay.
Nope, you're good. He didn't even get at you. And Karak was able to easily push him off of, he was easily able to push him away.
Cool.
Yeah, Karak just gives you a nod in response. But yeah, he kind of gives a frowny face look at the where the guy was standing before he was vaporized, and that's what I was trying to say earlier. Was that necessary?
Oh, I thought you were disappointed in me. I was like, I'm sorry, man. I got hostile. I'm sorry.
No, I was trying to talk to the Klingon guy, but
did you?
wasn't
I'm
having
sorry.
it.
I didn't. Oh, I didn't.
It's all right.
Oh, what did you ask?
He just asked if it was necessary to vaporize him, but it doesn't really matter. Maybe he said it under his breath, and the Klingon didn't respond.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. You can bring it up later. There will be more opportunity. Meanwhile, however,
I was just trying to showcase that Karak's not a murder hobo.
Beautiful. Meanwhile, we are going to bring things up to the Ganymede with... Where is he? And also pull in...
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, you have this device. So now in main engineering, you have this device out in front of you. Before you can even start trying to pull data off of it,
Yep.
You're gonna need to figure out how to turn this thing on.
Yep. He's been pulling, as part of the previous role, he's been researching, basically, he's basically been pulling data from old archives of, computers for dummies, how to build your first PC, for the 21st century.
How to build your first PC. Yeah, well, I will say, they did store data in bits and bytes, but far, far more efficiently than we do here in 2021.
Yeah, but, he's looking at, old parts and stuff like that, and, pulling up, images and stuff like that of, what is a SATA cable? How can he replicate something with a SATA end at one end and a isolinear chip integrator at the other?
Yeah, a thumb drive would probably store petabytes of data.
Yeah.
Like a thumb drive sized storage device.
Yes.
Would probably be able to house hundreds of petabytes.
Yeah, so he's basically building a plug-in adapter that will plug directly
Well,
into
so-
the.
So
Yeah.
for starters, this is just to turn the thing on.
Have you tried plugging it in? I'm just gonna say that much. Sorry.
Like
IT joke.
This is to get the computer core just working, because
Yeah.
this thing hasn't been turned on
Yep.
in 200 years.
Okay, yeah. So what do I need to roll for that?
Control engineering, and your testing a theory does apply.
Excellent. Give me a moment. Control engineering, testing a theory. So I get automatically a third die.
Yep.
And I don't think this thing has EPS systems because it's so archaic.
No.
I'm gonna. So I have 3 die, and what's difficulty?
3.
3. Okay. I'm gonna buy an extra die with momentum. So that's, I think, 2 momentum because we're up to 3, so it stacks up. Correct, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so that's 2 momentum.
Mhm.
So I'm up to 4. And no focuses come into play, you said?
I do
Linguistics?
not believe. Not for this one, because this is
Okay.
you just trying to turn on the hardware.
Got it. Alright. Rolling. And... Wow.
Wow,
Um,
that is a garbage.
Oh,
What's your engineering score?
my engineering...
It was
I rolled that
control
wrong.
engineering.
Control engineering. Sorry, you didn't...
So
I didn't
what's the
ask for that.
score?
So it's 10 and 5, so 15.
That's still no successes.
Control engineering,
Yeah, 10 and 5, that's 15.
cautious engineering.
Would you... I will tell you, with cautious engineering, you
Yep.
still won't be able to roll enough.
Okay,
I-
then.
I
I pounce at
would
every problem I face.
I would suggest spending a value here.
Yep. Alright, so I get to re-roll 1, or how does this work? I've got
You can re-roll. You can selectively re-roll your entire pool, and you still have the cautious re-roll in your pocket.
Cool. Alright, so re-rolling.
And you can re-roll that 0 if you like.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I suggest, if someone whiffs it that badly,
Yeah.
to just spend the determination and re-roll
Yep.
the whole thing, because then they still have the extra re-roll.
So he's looking at the power button, thinks it's not the power button, plugs it in, and then realizes that he pushed the reset button when it wasn't plugged in.
Beautiful. As the tiny little computer core device whirs to life.
Okay, good. We have power, and it is turned on.
Great. Now we just have to find a way of reading it into the ship's computer somehow.
Who's, what's the name of this person down here? This,
I had a name for her. I don't have it now.
can we just call her Sandra?
Sure.
And they are a lieutenant, if I'm correct?
Yes.
All the cartoon people.
Yep, Lieutenant Sandra. How's the design on the schematic for the that SATA to EPS integration cable coming along? Walks
It's coming along, sir.
All right, we may need it in a few minutes, so if you need any help, let me know, and
So
Yep.
one thing I will mention,
Yeah.
if only just because it was brought up as an option,
Yeah.
it is possible to recreate the NX-01 on the holodeck.
yes, that's going to be my fallback if in the event we can't plug this thing directly into our own systems. So I want to
Okey-doke.
integrate this with our own system so that we can have the data at least the information we need on the data on our own computers if necessary, in case this ever happens again.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okie doke.
Yep.
In that case, this is going to be a reason engineering difficulty of 3.
Reason engineering difficulty 3. EPS systems comes into play because we're trying to hook it into the
Linguistics this time.
linguistics. Got it. Cool.
And testing a theory also helps.
Testing a theory, so that's up to 3 dice. Collaboration engineering with my team. So we have the team advantage, if I'm correct, right?
Oh, would you like to bring in your
Yep.
engineering team to help with this?
Yes.
Then that's going to pull this difficulty. Oh boy, it's going to pull this difficulty down to 1.
Yep.
Because I assume you're using both instances of it.
Yes, I am.
I'm going to spend 2 threat and keep the difficulty at 2.
2, that's
at
fine.
least.
Fair enough. All right. I'm gonna roll it.
That was. What's your reason score?
My recent score is 9.
Okay, that still
Yep.
does it.
Yep. Go.
Yeah, as with a bit of work, you are able to get it plugged in. You get this 200-year-old data core plugged into the main computer system.
All right.
And you get a notification.
Yep.
This is Lieutenant Commander Sigmund. We're getting the data stream now.
Good. Let us know if there's any thing we need to do on our end. We're monitoring the connections and data throughput. The computer core should be able to handle the data throughput, but we had to set up a buffer matrix on the calibration odometer to allow for the data to flow smoothly without over compensating for the lack of computing power this old thing has.
Well, I'll take for it. And you are able to sort of watch as the information comes streaming in. Streams of genetic information depicting changes in the Klingon genome, how the virus RNA strand and chemical compound, the chemical compounds that need to be synthesized to combat it. Unfortunately, a couple of seconds later, all the screens depicting the data analysis stop as an error chime is heard, and the letters ERROR error appears in big red letters across the screen.
Lorad, can you check the data buffers on the subsystems X14 and G42? I need to know if they're pulling dead chunk data.
Yes. He goes over and he says, computer run diagnostic on error. And the computer immediately chimes back. The error stems from simulated incompatibility of the viral cure known as Flox-1 to fully negate changes in Klingon DNA. Flox-1 will result in a 100% probability of patient death within 5 minutes of introduction to patient. Acceleration of genetic damage across species is shown in simulations 1 alpha through 54 gamma. Flox-1 is non-viable.
He's going to relay this information to the medical team in sickbay.
Or,
Up to the
Yeah.
doctor.
yeah, I'm seeing it.
We're gonna have to come up with an alternative method of inoculation, and I believe that's on your department. But our teams are standing by if you need anything from this data core.
We are going to enter now a new scene, as it has been 8 hours since you all have entered orbit of this planet and have begun your work.
Dello would like a copy of that message, too.
Hmm?
Dello said in
Oh.
chat that she wants a copy of that message relayed to her, too.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that your team or whatever would do that, but if you want a
Yes,
copy,
here.
I'll send it your way.
Here,
Much appreciated.
this is the error. This is the error message the computer spat back at you.
So it's cured and it'll work. They're having negative side effects, essentially.
Yeah, for some reason, this cure won't work here. You don't know why, but for some reason, the cure that Phlox came up with 200 years ago is incompatible with the viral strain here.
Weird. Okay, so it's just this planet side. That's it. Does it seem like they might get better if they leave planet? Leave this place?
Hang on a sec. We'll get back to what you guys work on in a moment. I'm gonna bring us up to the bridge first. So, Captain, you are also made aware of this.
Sorry, I'm dealing with a lot of stuff right now, and this dog is driving me nuts. So I missed all of that.
Okay, what they discovered is that for some reason the Phlox 1 cure is incompatible with the viral strain as seen here. It's not for some reason it's incompatible with the virus here, even though they should be the same.
So it's like mutated or something. Or altered. Interesting.
Actually, Crack is not there, and Doll is not there. I will spend 2 threat just to show that this happens. Ensign Durant looks up and says, Captain, we are detecting 3 shuttlecraft attempting to break the planetary quarantine.
3 shuttlecraft. What's the? Identify them.
Yes, sir. They appear to be Klingon shuttles, civilian shuttles.
Get a tractor beam locked on them.
And at that exact moment, you watch in your view screen as
They are.
and where's the sound effect? You watch as one of the Katinga birds of prey fires a torpedo salvo and annihilates them.
Open hailing frequencies.
Yep.
Lieutenant Colonel Morok. What is the meaning of obliterating those shuttles? We had it under control.
As he appears on screen. Captain, you must understand that this is the Klingon way of doing things. If these if these shuttles were to break the quarantine zone, the effects could be catastrophic. Forgive me if we do not feel comfortable leaving matters in your hands. Remember, you are in Klingon space, and this is a Klingon world.
That is one way to show honor, isn't it? By destroying defenseless civilians.
He just sort of narrows his eyes at you.
I wonder if House Sukita would think the same way, or if they would call you a patak.
Well, as it stands right now, I am dishonored either way. Would you rather I continue to play the part?
I wouldn't threaten us. We're your best chance of survival, Colonel. All I have to do is beam my men up, leave, and let your people die. I don't want to do that, but don't you force my hand, and don't you ever threaten me again. I'm gonna hang comms up.
Yeah, he does too.
But he hung up first. That's the important part.
Maintain yellow alert. Shields up this time.
Captain, by the looks of things, Lieutenant Morok is issuing. Looks like he's trying to issue recall orders, not just to the ship that fired, but the other ships in the formation.
Do we know how long they've been here?
At
Dirty dozen
least,
guys.
yeah, at least 10 hours.
And how long? How long has the plague been going on?
Oh, longer than that. You will know for a fact that these ships were like slapdash thrown together and deployed out here.
Yeah. Okay.
It would appear that the captain is, I don't know, sir. Maybe the lieutenant colonel is trying to regain control. Captain, you can give me a reason command difficulty 2 check.
We'll buy a die with threat.
Sure. And this isn't assisted by the computer or anything. This is just you, like, working out a thing in your head.
I'm assuming none of my focus is coming to play.
Let me look. It might. It might. Actually, yeah, I'll say between strategy and tactics and intimidation, yeah, you have a focus.
Okay. We'll re-roll that 0.
Nice.
Well, gonna quash that one.
Great. You still generate a momentum. It occurs to you, Captain, that it's quite likely, and remembering what the lieutenant commander said about the nature of this fleet, that this lieutenant colonel, despite being like the ranking guy, might not have that tight a grip on the ships under his command.
So they fired without him even knowing.
Yeah. And you do have a bonus momentum if you'd like to ask any questions. Because
Right.
I consider that I consider that a retroactive cold reading of
Okay.
him.
Actually, that would be my question. Does he seem to have any inclination? Like, did he seem to even know that his own men shot those shuttles down?
Well, okay, I'll tell you. He knows that they did it.
Well, did he give the order?
No,
Okay, that's what I wanted.
he
Okay,
did not give that order, and he was trying to save face.
that makes sense.
He could not look weak. He could not look like he didn't have control over his own ships.
Sounds like that
Okay.
guy could use some lessons from a capable leader. Maybe one not so violent. If only we knew one.
We do.
Rude.
We do. We do
We
know
do.
one.
It's true.
Commander
know one.
Caradal.
That is correct.
What?
Remember that episode where Riker goes over and he's like the liaison to the Klingons and he helps them and he's on board their ship and stuff?
It's an exchange program.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
I mean, the captain could theoretically make demands as we're lending so much assistance that moving forward because of what happened just now, that he needs a liaison working with them to ensure you know, proper Federation protocols are met.
I mean, you're not wrong.
That's a
Yeah,
security suggestion anyway.
yeah, that's actually something that I think I may relay over to them.
Plus, it'd be really cool.
I don't know if I want to put Kara in that danger though.
So,
Well, we can send security with her, or I could go with her, or I could go instead. But I think it would be a better fit the juxtaposition. You know, the dichotomy of having Kara with them makes for interesting role play.
You're a
True.
masochist.
but I agree that she would need security.
Yeah, I don't want to put her in the danger though, because these guys don't seem to.
Put a telepath around angry Klingons and see what happens.
Yeah. Good idea though, but
so back down on the planet's surface, you have all been apprised of the situation.
I do want to point out to them that if they want, and I'll just send it via message so we can move on. Any further attempted breaches of the orbit of the blockade, it needs to be handled by me first, and if not, then I can just take my team and leave.
Otherwise, they're in breach of the Kittimer Accord.
The Kittimer Accord is peace between the Federation and Starfleet. This isn't a Federation world.
No, but they're using our resources. We're helping them, and they're gonna take that, or we can just leave.
Mhm.
Right. Well, the Kittimer Accord is between the Klingon Empire and the Federation, and the reason I mentioned that was because we're working together under the
Yes.
Kittimer Accord.
Yes.
However, if they are violating our terms, then we could consider that a violation of the treaty.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Potentially.
Huh.
It's
So
really just stuff for the captain to say, scare them into compliance.
so
Also, sorry to butt in again. How long do we plan on going tonight? Because I actually probably do have to dip out early.
I'll
Because
Let me-
I've got a dog that is my roommate is gone for the week, and this dog is a hassle.
I think I know a good place to stop. Probably sometime within the next 30 to 40 minutes. Then this is gonna end up being a two-parter then.
Okay, yeah, because I mean, like I said, I'll probably have to bounce out here in like 5 to 10 minutes because I just
Mhm.
got this was not something that I knew about until last night that he was going to be gone. So
Yeah.
I got
That's
stuck with
never
a
fun.
pooch that is very annoying.
Yes. So, where was I? So yes, with the away team down on the planet's surface, who are, by the by, over here. Eh, eh, eh. So, you've been made aware of all this information. What is your plan of action?
So this is killing people at a rapid rate.
Yes.
So I've probably seen almost every one of these beds like emptied every 5 minutes. Is that what that is?
Yeah, no, it's like the
Jesus.
condition the condition like progresses to the death stage in hours.
Yeah, if there's any way I can just take that, was it Flox 1? If I can find a
Yes.
way to, and just reverse engineer it, like see what was the purpose, why it's failing, was it altered with, something I can do with that, if I can just.
Very good. Let me just check. Okay.
And Commander Kara, do you think you could do some sort of, I'm not sure what kind of checks you'd even make for this, but what
Science
makes this
stuff.
environment, what makes this atmosphere so uh,
So yeah.
bad for this? I can't think of words right now.
So yeah. So here's how this works. This is going to be a timed extended task.
Ooh, fun.
Let me post the task in the Roll20.
While they're doing that, can Carrick do a different task where he goes and questions the Klingon scientists to see if any of them are involved in some secret experiments or something?
Sure. Hang on. I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, so that's the extended task. Now, the thing is, I need you to tell me how you are going about this, because that'll determine that'll determine what the task is going to be. Oh, by the by, I gotta hit that and.
Genetics is probably an obvious one. Probably tackle the immunology, xenobiology.
Oh, so with that, there's actually a special note in here about that. You said you had genetics as a focus.
Yes.
All rolls you make against this task, the when you make the challenge dice roll against the progress track, you ignore one resistance for every effect you roll because you have a genetics focus.
Nice.
It's a special trait about this scene.
And my talent for like field medicine and stuff like that doesn't really apply here at all, or.
No.
Cool.
That does not. So how are you going to tackle this problem?
Start with Flox 1 first. and see if it was tampered with. What was the initial usage? Why is it failing now? Just kind of work backwards in that sense. Um, yeah, and then I guess I'll kind of take cross uh, samples of other patients who suffer from this and what makes, I don't know.
So in this case, I'd say what you're dealing with is a reason medicine roll.
Yeah. Is there any assistance from anybody, or does Kara have to make her own rules?
I will certainly help the doctor.
Yeah,
You
sure.
are the professional in this lead, and I am really good at helping.
I gotta head out,
Yes.
guys.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
No,
All right, man. Have a good night.
sorry, guys.
You're good.
Yeah, it was all spraying on me and just.
Okay.
And
I
so
know
I'm,
how it feels.
You can make a reason science roll to assist. So. Now, wait. So before you make the roll, the one other thing I will tell you is this is timed. So each task you make will burn through 2 intervals. I won't tell you how many intervals you have before stuff starts happening.
I'll go and buy a dive with momentum.
Okay.
And
How much momentum was there on the board?
there was 3. I'm not sure if it changed at all because I think Holloway was also kind of distracted with his own stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he gained any from his
I'll
last
give
roll.
I'll give it to Karak. Karak, do you mind handling the threat or the momentum for the group? Yeah, thanks. 2. Yes. So feel free to give me that roll. Nice. And all.
I made it.
Did you spend momentum on that?
Focus.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got one.
Okay,
focus
and what was the diff? 4?
4.
Yes.
Is focus xenobiology acceptable here?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Let's get it, science team. So we gained 2 back then, right?
Now
yes.
we would, yeah.
Yeah. You can now roll 7 challenge dice.
Wait.
Make sure you hit enter before you roll. Now roll 6.
There we go. Okay.
I'll take the last 6 because it's all 0. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Ignoring 2 resistance. So that ignores all the resistance and is 8 work on the progress track. I am going to spend 2 threat and say that it creates a complication where you lose 4 work on the track, but that happens after the work is done, so you do get the breakthrough.
Cool.
Breakthrough.
Yeah, you do get the breakthrough. It just eats through some of your work. Would you like to spend a momentum to cut your time?
I feel like I should say yes.
That is correct.
Good. So you're making some good progress. Here's what you learn through this first little step here.
I will share that with everybody. I'm just going to go and put that in roll 20. And that might feed into Craig's questioning if you were to follow up on that investigation.
I was gonna
Yes.
say, I have a dedicated focus xenobiology, and I am a walking encyclopedia. Is there anything that I would know of what it is if it was not found on Earth or Konos?
Hmm.
Shooting from the hip.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, certainly doesn't match. I'm just trying to think about how I want it, because the problem is you're asking the question that I'm not allowed to give you the straight answer to. like you're asking the direct question that you have
Well,
to
I
get.
mean,
Like,
What
you,
what was the
you,
question?
what is it like? It's not from Earth or Konos, but what is it specifically? And my answer is get more breakthroughs. That's I will say that is my one
Indeterminate
problem.
at
That,
this
that
time.
Huh? Yeah. It's more so. It's my one problem with the spend momentum to get questions system. Sometimes it butts heads with other parts of the system, which are
Like, hey,
like,
you're not supposed to know that yet. Don't ask
yeah,
that
which,
yet.
yeah, which is you don't just get that answer. You got to work for it, which is counter to the momentum spend idea of spend momentum, get the answer.
Could you tell them where it's not from?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, yeah. It doesn't match anything from Earth, it doesn't match anything from Kronos, doesn't match anything Cardassian. Let me think who else it wouldn't match. Wouldn't
Bajoran?
match Yeah, wouldn't match anything Bajoran, wouldn't match anything Tholian.
Who are the
Doesn't match anything Gorn.
Oh,
who are the
Ravnian or Vulcan?
I have a question.
Hmm?
Do the Klingons have any disputes currently with other
I mean, who do
spacefaring cultures?
Well, so hold on. You're asking a lot of questions, and some rolls are going to have to be made. So, Karak, you wanted to ask some stuff. What do you want to ask?
Yeah, I was gonna speak with the Klingon scientists to kind of get a feel for if they know anything about this that they're not telling, or if they
Give
could have
me
possibly
insight,
been involved. But
insight security diff 2.
if I'm being updated by the doctor and the first officer, then I will include,
Well,
questions about.
one thing at a time.
Absolutely. I mean,
Well,
teamwork.
wait, what do you mean one thing at a time?
As in one question at a time. You're inquiring about whether or not there's anyone who's, you said, suspicious.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize you were asking for one question. I thought you were asking what I was asking about, and I was just telling you the
Yeah.
broad strokes.
Right. Yeah. No, that's fine. I'm fine with the broad strokes. I'm just saying, for now, I need you to ask one area.
Uh,
Because
well,
there is, I only say that because there is a time limit.
is this before or after?
This is meanwhile.
While they're doing that, I'm just
Yeah.
saying, is this before or after I'm updated on their progress?
Probably before, because this is
Okay.
you're doing this alongside them.
Then I don't know a specific question. I'm basically looking for clues that these guys could have been involved somehow, or that they're not involved.
Mhm.
Basically, like if I can clear them or not. If I can clear one of them, then I'll start asking them more questions.
Yeah, sure. Give me insight security diff 2.
All right. I'll buy a die with threat because you don't have any, and I think you need one.
Yay.
Would composure apply since what's going on is crazy, and to seem calm and ask questions and stuff might lend them make it more easy for them to calm down and actually respond to my questions?
You know what? I'll take it.
Yay!
Under that explanation, I will take that.
That's one of the perks of being Vulcan is he doesn't get freaked out by stuff like this, or not visibly anyway. Well, it's gonna be 3.
Okay, then you gain a momentum.
Okay.
Yeah, you're able to clear a bunch of them. Namely because of the fact that if they were somehow responsible for what's going on here, they are working damn hard to stop it.
Okay, yeah. So
Like,
that basically answers my question. Yeah, if they're really if they're not showing, deceptive signs or like, oh yeah, I'm trying to help, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, I'm making it worse. No, if they're actually, you know, trying to help and all that, then that kind of answers that question, I think. And
yeah.
that's when I'll start looking outside of the Klingon Empire. So,
Mhm.
uh, you tell me when, but my question would be, uh, who, who would stand to gain from something like this?
The science team can continue their work. Now that you're at 1 breakthrough, that lowers the difficulty by 1, so you can continue making your rolls. Now it's only diff 3.
And you said my genetic folks negated the resistance, whatever you had set up.
It depends on how well you roll.
Okay.
If you roll 2 effects on your challenge dice, then it'll eat the resistance. But you still have to make the reason medicine diff. You still have to make the reason medicine diff 3 now task.
Okay. So are we still trying to figure out what's happening, or are we working on a solution?
You're still trying to figure out what the problem is with the virus.
Okay. So I'm still rolling reason medicine, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and buy a die with 1 momentum.
Alrighty.
Caradolph, to be so kind. Sweet. And then I'm going to share this bit I just found out. And pass it on to the ship. Correct. Doll. And yeah.
You pass that along to the ship, and it is about hang on. See, it is about 5 minutes later that you receive a call from Lieutenant Commander Sigmund.
That was the chick on the shuttle, right?
Hmm?
Who is it?
Yes, yes. from her office on the Ganymede.
Oh, gotcha.
You're going to need to return to the Ganymede now.
You mind running that by my captain and myself as to why?
It's a matter of Starfleet security.
What about these patients that still need our help here?
I understand that. Still, you need to come back up here.
I'm kind of looking at the crack. Does she have that authority? Can she just override this shit? Can we keep going? Well,
She
actually,
does have a data pad that says "do what she says."
Ah, okay. Um, I mean, I'll keep working until someone beams me up. I'm gonna keep see if I can find a solution to this.
So you're going to disobey orders?
I'm just waiting for someone to beam me up. I didn't say I wasn't not gonna go.
Is this work that could be continued aboard the ship?
It is.
Okay then.
Well, there you go.
Okay. I thought it was crucial. I had to be on the ground. Never mind then. All right.
Yeah. In fact, if you were to go back up to the ship, you could have been using the ship's computer's medicine to assist.
Cool. All right.
Oh, and just for the sake of it, I totally forgot. You do need to have rolled the 7 challenge dice.
Oh yeah.
That was my mistake. I assume you'll probably be able to pull it off. Yeah, it's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 7. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll get you another breakthrough. You're now at 11. So undergoing the necessary quarantine procedures. Fortunately, there were no punctures. There were no, other than that first incident, there were no, nothing went horribly wrong. So I'll hand wave it and say that with your medical teams, you're able to get yourself, you're able to get yourselves through decontamination with.
Well, there were complications if I have to go back to the ship with karate chopping a bunch of crazed Klingons.
And
but I'll accept it.
And you, and Wygo.
Gotta get cleaned up.
And so you enter the transporter room, and oddly enough, Hax is not there, but the captain is, as is Lieutenant Commander Sigmund. And you appear on the transporter pad. Doctor, how accurate is this? How accurate is your information?
I believe in the work we've done down there, and I don't think we could have done a better job. I believe it to be very accurate.
All right. In that case, I have to be forthright with you. I'm going to have to classify everything here to the highest level. She reaches into her jacket, pulls out a ID badge, and says, Lieutenant Commander Natalie Sigmund, Starfleet Intelligence. And that is where we are going to end tonight's episode.
Out of character. Wait, it was a joke. Ha, you got pranked. I don't know how to.
Karak raises an eyebrow. Hello.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on Star Trek Ganymede, Season 2, Episode 5 Doomed to Repeat the Past. I'm your production engineer, Commander Corrin, and, while Q wasn't up to their old tricks, I do believe that we have maybe someone to worry about. Someone in S31! Sorry. What did I say? No, never mind. And, is there anything the cast or the crew would like to say before we close hailing frequencies?
Good.
Thanks for standing by.
Alright, well, we'll see you guys next time among the stars. Until then, hailing frequencies are now closed. Bye, everyone.